All right, so this is part two of the lecture on Unit 6 section views. I'm backed up a couple of slides here on this presentation because the terminology here is what we really need to understand. So I'm just going back through with the different types of section views that we're talking about. So remember, a full section view cuts the object in half. A half section view cuts the object in a quarter. Then we have what's referred to as an offset view, section view, that basically cuts the section at several different planes as we're looking back into the part. We've got the aligned section view, which more or less rotates the part and aligns it with the cutting plane. So we have what's referred to as a broken out section view. So we have the revolve section view. So we have a remove section view, and that was where we ended the part one of this lecture. So we'll go ahead and continue on from here with the revolve section view. Remember, this is terminology heavy, so you just kind of have to do something to kind of make sure and understand what these views are named and the relationship of what you're actually looking at and seeing as it gets placed on a print. So some of the conventional practice in section views, sometimes we do break some of these rules for projection theory as far as clarity's sake. So for example, here with the rib rule, we don't actually cut through, even though the cutting plane might be going through the middle of the rib, we don't actually use the section lines and go all the way through, because it could give a false impression of the thickness of that rib. So in this case, you could kind of consider, all right, if we're cutting through a rib, we might kind of look at the rib similar to a separate part if this were a multiple piece assembly, but even though we know that this is all the same part. And that might be possible. You might see it looking like this on a print. However, the conventional practice is to just go ahead and kind of leave that rib alone and kind of look at it as though it's not part of the actual section view. So here's a partial section view that when we're looking at a partial section, it just removes a small area of the part to show object details where we don't have to draw the complete views. Now, again, some of this came about from many years ago when we were doing traditional board drafting, because it took a lot of time to create these drawings on a board. So nowadays, of course, with modern CAD, some of this can be done fairly quickly and easily with the software, but it is still remnants of what was done before, so we still have to kind of understand and have an idea of that. In this case, this partial section view is just kind of showing this small section in here, and they're only really using this to indicate the size or how much of a dimension that they want to put on that when they fabricate and bend that over. We have what we referred to as an outline section view. I don't see these as much or as often on some of the prints that I look at, but they are part. So notice the section lines kind of going around the edge along visible object lines. And of course, this is done in a way to kind of make the reading of larger part drawings a little bit easier. We also have an auxiliary view with lines that are being projected and cross sections. So we will get more into auxiliary views in the next unit, in Unit 7. But they are part here of section views as well. So now notice the direction of the arrows, how these are kind of at an angle to that particular viewing plane, and these project up. It's important to know and understand that these project up at 90 degrees to the actual cutting plane line, and now we're seeing this inside cut. Now notice from here to the wall of the hole, we see that interior material, and then from here over, what we're seeing is this part of this outside wall of this part. So kind of understanding, but they're aligning that. Now part of the reason for this, of course, when you're looking at it at 90 degrees, that's going to give us true size and true shape of these features. Up here in this case, we've got this part that's, I don't know, it looks to be about 60 degrees probably. So we have the auxiliary view. Here's our cutting plane line. We project this up, and we rotate that around so that we have that section view up there as well. We also have assembly section lines used in assembly drawings. Now, when we get into this section line, so sometimes you'll also hear this referred to as hatching. So there is a different type of section line that is being done in place so that you can tell the difference between the internal aspects of one part versus the interior aspects of another. So, and sometimes these section lines are basically telling us the type of material that is being used for that. So oftentimes section lines are, if a company is using the material specifications for it, they will have a specific type of section line based on material. Other times some companies will just kind of do different types of section lines to show the difference from one part to another. So these are used to help us kind of distinguish different parts. So, and notice thin parts, sometimes real thin parts like washers. In this case, you got some bearings over here. Sometimes those are shown and appear as solid black or shaded areas with that as well. All right. So there are some computer-generated section views. Here, 3D CAD programs obviously make it a lot easier for us to do this once the solid object or the model of the part is drawn. When we go to create the actual print itself or the working drawing, the software makes it very easy for us to do these types of section views anymore. So, and we can place these into print. Now, later this week, I will get a part and I will kind of model just so you can kind of see the idea there of what it looks like in CAD and how easy and quickly this can be, and hopefully maybe that might even help you to get a little bit more clarity of how we're actually looking at some of these parts and the reasoning for using these type of cutting planes and section views. All right. So the biggest suggestion that I can make to you at the moment is to go on and try to get the understanding down of what these different types of section views are called. So what is it when we're talking about a full section, a half section, a revolve section? So get to know that terminology. So the sooner you kind of get to know and understand that terminology, the easier it will be as we do the rest of the activities for Unit 6.